So yesterday was stage 20, today is stage 21 done. There's a few minor tweaks and a couple of subtle little changes to how we place the team and where and when and that sort of little thing. But other than that, it's much the same, and the gear increase isn't anywhere near as much as I thought it would be. Right, let's jump into the video. So hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical at Gaming. We're back into Watcher of Realms and we're back into GR3, but this time we're doing stage 21. The team has been tweaked a little bit. I've swapped my healer out for Hollow, and that is about it really, and there's some slight differences in the run. Now the run goes much the same as before, where you get Idril down and then we get Dolores down. And then we're just waiting on Laurel to put down. Now the first change comes when Laurel comes down and gets withdrawn. David down in the comments, he asked whether you should trigger Idril first and then Dolores, and that way you'd get Idril's passive kicking in on her ultimate. And after a quick bit of testing, he is 100% right, you absolutely should. And this does give me a damage boost, which is nice to have, so I'm sort of more conscious and more aware of not only when kicking off people's ultimates, but if they're going to trigger off Idril's passive as well, so I'm quite conscious about that. Now I'm using Hollow as a change this time. She doesn't work out quite as well as I'd wanted, because Idril's ultimate goes on for so long, you don't get as much use out of Hollow as I was originally hoping. But so far the run goes much the same as before. The ad comes down a little bit further than wanted, and then Maul goes up on the left hand side. Now Maul yesterday didn't have enough damage. The only thing I've swapped on him is Artifact. He's now got a boosted up Artifact at level 25. I'll show it at the end with his gear, but other than that the gear is pretty much the same. Now Maul takes the hit there as per normal. We then place the healer down where we can sort of take a break if we want to, and the change comes up relatively soon. I did have a small issue coming up after we got rid of the ult coming in from the right hand side. Now the Maul's taking care of the left hand side, that is all going swimmingly, we have no issues with that. The mob down on the right hand side has died. Now comes the issue I had. If I place Razak down as soon as I can, he ends up taking 2 hits and dies. If I leave him too long, then he hasn't got enough time to kill the adds that come in at the top. So I've had to place him down sooner than I normally would, which causes the issue that he may take 2 hits. So this is the swap. Laurel goes down, and we do not remove her. She is now the last person down, and therefore the next person hit by the boss. It is only a split second difference, and that is it really. Unfortunately I do lose Dolores en route, but it's one of those things and it doesn't really affect the end of the game. I could boost up Dolores and make her a bit more tanky, but I'll worry about that later. The boss is nearly dead, and once the boss is dead I don't really have an issue with placing anyone down then, because people won't get targeted by the boss because the boss is dead. So that's not so much of an issue for me. It'd be nice if I could keep her alive, but I can't, and I didn't go back and re-look at it. The run was going alright. At this point I'm feeling hopeful that I'll get the boss down before he does his next cast of ads. I'm just praying on the last sort of percent to get done. So the boss goes down, and now I can place back anyone I want. So Laurel goes down, Dolores goes back down, so we're back to where we were. We can recall Laurel to get everyone's boosted up, Idril, then Dolores this time to get the passive on Idril, and then that's the add-on on the right. We can place Razak down, just waiting on the top ones at the right now, whilst we all take care of the ones at the left. Now the only other thing I do is I sort of trigger Olag's ultimate off, just to boost up Idril's passive again, and then it's really just a matter of taking down the ads as and when they arrive. There's not a once you've got to this point, I think you're pretty much home and dry. So I'm now feeling remarkably confident that this is all going to go okay, and the team hasn't realistically changed a great deal. Again, Dolores' ultimate's gone off. No real reason, just to tick some things off really, just to try and get a little more damage out of people while it was going ahead. And it's just wait for the last 3 to come down and hope I haven't missed anything. It all looks good at the moment and I feel happy that it's done. So that is pretty much the run. It's almost identical to yesterday. The issue I had yesterday was Maul wasn't getting out enough damage, so like I said, I stuck a new artifact on him, and that is essentially it. The only other issue I had was where I was going to place Razak, or him not getting the 2 hits. So I placed Laurel down and allow the boss to hit Laurel and kill her. That's the only 2 differences. There's the achievements. That's the first time it's been done. I now just go and flick it on auto just to make sure that everything does run in the background properly without me having to worry about it, or at least if it doesn't, it's still fresh in my head as to why there might be a problem and I can go and fix it relatively quickly. Now we know that that works. We can see the gear that we've got and we can see that that's terrible as well, so no change there, but it is all done. So that's out of the way. The only difference now is the gear, so let's have a quick look at Maul. Here he is. He's in the same gear as yesterday, but this is the artifact we've put on him. We've put the Sharpshooter's Crest on. It's a mythic artifact and fully leveled up to 25, so that gave his damage a significant boost. There's his stats and his gear. That is the same as yesterday. You can go back and check it if you like. There's his drill as well. No changes there because it didn't need to be. Hollow, yeah, she was in the team. She was alright. I think I got one speed up out of her. There's not, the gear's pretty terrible. I'm not overly happy with it at all. She's incredibly slow and the healing effect is absolutely appalling. So yeah, I apologise for Hollow's build, but there you go. She's had I put a proper healer in, who knows, Dolores might have lived. So there's something to take away from there. So I hope this has helped. If you have any questions or anything like that, please put them in the comments below. Absolutely willing to help anyone out that I can, and I hope you find this useful. Thanks very much, and now onward to Gear Raid 1, 20 and 21. Okay, see you soon. Cheers for your time. Goodbye and happy gaming.